A very good morning, everybody, and welcome to this user awareness session on Ndla. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to this user awareness session on Ndla. First, we would like to greet you all on the occasion of the World Book Day, which happens to be today. Also, as you're all aware, especially since the COVID pandemic has started, we are all relying a lot on online resources and online digital platforms for dissemination of information and education. Especially within this context, the government of India has been providing a lot of digital resources for free usage for all students and faculty across the country through these platforms like Ndla. Today, we have a very distinguished and eminent resource person, Professor Sudarshan Rao Garu, to create some awareness among us regarding this usage of the Ndla platform. So before we start off the session, we would like to start off with a prayer.
Dear St.Ann, loving mother, we have gathered to sing your praise. Lead us, mother, gentle mother, teach us children your loving ways. Dear St.Ann, loving mother, we have gathered to sing your praise. Lead us, mother, gentle mother, teach us children your loving way.
I would now like to invite Mrs. Sunita, Assistant Librarian, to lead us in Bible reading. Ma'am.
Morning to all. Today's scripture portion is taken from the Bible, Psalms 100, 1 to 6 verses. Sing to the Lord, all the world. Worship the Lord with joy. Come before him with happy songs. Acknowledge that the Lord is good. He made us and we are belongs to him. We are his people. We are his flock. Enter the temple gates with thanksgiving. Go into his courts with praise. Come before him with happy songs. The Lord is good, his love is eternal, and his faithfulness lasts forever. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that very wonderful rendition. We now move on with the session. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our resource person for the day, Professor S. Sudarshan Rao. I would be presenting a brief profile of Sir now. Professor Sudarshan Rao Garu is a UGC Emeritus Fellow and also formerly an ICSSR Senior Fellow. Sir has over 25 years of teaching and 29 years of research experience at Osmania University, Department of Library and Information Science, and over 8 years of experience as a professional librarian, totaling 31 years of service. Sir also has been the principal, University College of Arts and Social Sciences, Osmania University, the in-charge dean, Faculty of Arts, and in-charge dean, Faculty of Social Sciences at OU during his tenure as principal. Some of the other roles played by Sir include being the additional controller of examinations for a period of 2 years at OU. He was also the head, Department of Library and Information Sciences for 3 terms and the chairman, Board of Studies for Library and Information Science Department at Osmania University. Sir has published over 78 articles. He has edited 18 monographs and has supervised 10 PhD degrees. Some of the honors and awards received by Sir include Parvataneni Gangadhar Rao Memorial Best Library and Information Science Professional Award in 2009, IIT LIS Motiwale Library and Information Science Best Teacher Award 2010. He was also awarded with the Andhra Pradesh State Government Meritorious Teacher Award in 2012. Sir, we are extremely grateful to you to have you as our resource person for today's session. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you once again. And as is our tradition, we would like to welcome you with virtual green greetings, sir, since we are working in online mode. Thank you for acknowledging our request and being present here to deliver this session. The floor is now yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good morning to all of you. And the principle
sir,
of
would you like to share any slides, sir?
Yeah, I will be sharing in the course of.
Okay, sir. All right.
I will be sharing. Yes, of course. Thank you, madam, and thanks to you all. And a very good morning to all of you for the initiations what you have taken to create awareness among all our academics. I mean, I say both the faculty.
Sir, we are unable to hear you, sir.
Oh my goodness. This is so. 1 second. Let me. 1 second, please. I just said, madam, why my voice is not coming?
Yes, sir.
I think then, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Good. So once again, good morning to all of you. It's a great pleasure for me to associate with the prestigious St.Ann's College for Women, which has lot many feathers in its cap. To begin with, I gratefully thank the principal of the institution, the faculty members, including my own colleagues in your college, Miss Sunita and Miss Ratnakumari. Both have been working with your library, and then they have been taking some efforts on that. And I also wish to place on record for your contribution that you have been NAC A+ grade, qualified institution is one of the best things to learn about the St.Ann's College, and it's also the college with potential for excellence. All these things it speaks about the commitment of the management, the principal, the faculty, including the students who have been so serious and so studious, as a matter of fact, in pursuing their, the kind of activities and to come up with. And this today's program, I think for initiating this program, I thank you all. And I am delighted and I feel honored, as a matter of fact, to be with you on this particular program. And honestly, to make me to associate the program itself is something a pleasant news for me. And I will be in maybe about an hour or so, probably I will be trying to present before you little issues that may be of some value, importance in knowing little more things about the Ndli. Ndli is a National Digital Library of India. And so thank you all, and then I will proceed with sharing my own screen now. And so I wanted to make a brief slideshow, a small slideshow. I just wanted to make a small slideshow, maybe for about half an hour. And I also intend to take you to the Ndli site, where I think we will just go there and then try to see how Ndli will be of use to the academics, like So this is what I just thought of when Ms. Ratna Kumari and then Mrs. Sunita, they were really been asking, sir, you have to associate with me. Then I thought I can really make a small presentation using my own PPT, and followed by that, what I do is I will also take you on to the Ndli portal site, and we will try to see what is there in existence there, how we will be able to really make use of the Ndli resources. Does it really be of value, importance for us? If so, how best and how well we will be able to access, find, retrieve, and make use of the information resources that are available with the Ndli. So I now proceed with my PPT. Madam, I think my PPTs are seen to you all.
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
They are visible. Okay, thank you. And I am also audible. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. I think we can proceed now. So the first most important aspect I just wanted to talk about this Ndli. I begin with a premise that you are well aware about at least the Ndli, National Digital Library of India, at least in a smaller way, not necessarily a comprehensive, the appreciation of what Ndli. At least you will be knowing what Ndli is. And so honestly, what it is exactly, in the name itself, it's there, National Digital Library of India. It's a digital library. It's a library having all the digital resources with it. But honestly, it is not one single library. That is to be correctly understood by all of us. So you suppose you have your St.Ann's college has got a good library. I have visited your library, therefore I'm telling. We have Usman University has a library. ICT CCMD has a library. Like that, you talk about any academic research or other institutions, they do have libraries. When the libraries have the resources in the digital form, in a crude way, we call it as the digital library. The library resources are available electronic form, in a digital form. Therefore, we really call it as a digital library. Of course, these days, the hybrid libraries are also being called as digital libraries. But it is not one single library. Honestly, what I really wanted to impress upon you is that it's not one single library resources that are put before us. We have a large number of highly, very valuable resources containing libraries, and their resources, and of course not exactly their resources, the metadata of those resources have been aggregated and then have been really provided connectivity or hyperlinks to all those resources. So what exactly we mean to say is, it's a kind of amalgamation of some of the very highly valuable information resources held by different institutions, and those institutions resources are available in digital form, and those digital resources for them, instead of exactly either taking their resources and keeping in the NDLI, what we have done is their metadata, that mean to say that their references information, the bibliographic details of those documents, which particular article, who is the author, which particular document or which particular book, who is the author, what is the title, publisher, place, if the journal, the name, and then the volume number, issue number, page, etc., then title, etc. I think these are all some of the what we can really say. This is metadata. Metadata is nothing but it is data about data. When you consider a book, a journal, a report, a thesis as a data is information. So when you are talking about that particular book, about that particular thesis, about the journal, about the article, what we really call it as metadata. Metadata is data about data. Data is our book, data is our article. About the book we have information, not the book proper. Not the whole text of the book is not with NDLI. NDLI really accumulates, amalgamates only the metadata, the resources what are really available in the actual original institutions. But what we really provide is, we provide hyperlinks to that. We provide connectivity to that. We provide, what we can say is access links are provided, so that you don't need to really have all of them in the NDLI. But NDLI, when you are searching, it facilitates the search. It provides the access to the people to go and get it. Like this is, first of all, to begin with, what we have to understand is a good number of institutions, resources are provided access through NDLI. It's not one single library. There are, I think, about more than 347 institutions of high repute. I think their resources are available, are accessible from the NDLI. That's exactly the core of when I really say. And the government of India, as a part of Digital India program, etc., now it's a prestigiously taken up project. Like, I heard from some of the the eminent personalities who are associated with this NDLI, that about 1,200 crores of rupees have been really invested, spent on this this particular project, that is NDLI program project, in order for the Indian society used to be, skilled, reskilled, educated. Thereby, we will really be able to build a knowledge economy. The economy that is built on the knowledge of the people, those who are working for the organizations. That's what exactly when we say knowledge of economy and knowledge organizations. And of course, we really call our society also as information society. I think this is what exactly the basic idea is, that now let our people will be highly competent, highly knowledgeable, and they will really add to the wealth of the nation by joining the knowledge economy, the economy that is built with the knowledge of the people. Now we have to really make the people highly knowledgeable, highly skilled, highly talented, highly innovative. I think that is exactly where lies the idea of creating wealth and prosperity for the country. And of course, when we are thinking, every time we really talk, not only the politicians, not only the policy makers, we also will be talking that now we have to see that India should really become a developed country rather than a developing country. That's exactly the idea. I think this kind of initiatives now will really help. Why I am so speaking about this is that now we have already classified and categorize the countries and nations into what normally is developed countries and developing countries. Now taking the the feature or the criteria of information or knowledge as one criteria to categorize and classify the countries. Now what we have done is information rich countries and information poor countries. So the country which doesn't have access to the required information by its people that country is categorized as information poor country. And the country which has got, at its, dispersal for its people, the information, what they really need, maybe for academics, maybe for the research, maybe for other kinds of, decision-making purposes. When you really want some kind of information, if that is available at your, place, but is in place and it is properly, made available to the people, I think such countries are really being categorized as developed countries. Now, with the information, probably I think we will be driving our society towards the developed nation. Like, I think that's what a beginning component. I think beginning, the introductory remarks. What I really want to make is that government of India would like to see that the information, whatever the people really are supposed to really have, it is to the extent possible, to the large extent, that information will be made available to the people, especially what exactly I can really want to emphasize is in a more democratic way, equity of access to information, like equality of access. If people can be living in any, maybe in a tribal environment, in the villages, in the hamlets, maybe in the towns, better. No, irrespective of people, Indian people living in different locations and different parts, let people should be able to have access to information without any restrictions. That's what exactly we really want to say. These days, another new concept has really come up in this particular information world is that open access movement. The information is available to the people freely without any restrictions, maybe geographical restrictions, maybe legal restrictions, maybe financial restrictions. I think all those things are away. Now, information, once it is made available and kept in the public domain for the free access for all the people, I think that's going to help to gain the knowledge by all the people, whatever they really want. That's a movement is really been building up, and our Ndla is more or less working towards that area in order to keep the public funded research and development related research activities and research information, research papers, publications, all those, because it's public funded, government funded research must be made available to the people without any restrictions, without any boundaries, without any. So this is what exactly, therefore we really come out with quite a good number of archives. We are preserving our own material in archives. Also we can really call them as institutional repositories. Our institution work, we are the copyright holder for that. We have the kind of liberty to keep it open. That's how what we are really doing is we are keeping our own research findings and research results and research papers and research publications in the open access domain. I think maybe in the form of institutional repositories. Every institution can have a repository of its own, because that is our property, our faculty property, our scientists property, our the kind of students fees, etc. I think we can really keep in the institutional repository to have a wider visibility to the outside world, to get pride of what we have been contributing to the world. At the same time, whoever is really been interested in that particular area, they can have access to that. So this is what exactly the things that are really been going up in this particular direction. The project of the Ndla, National Digital Library of India, I think it's a wonderful program, and people say it's a very prestigious program or the project of the government of India, in order taking the knowledge and information to all the people, those who are really in need of information. And for that, a lot of the kind of the huge amount of money is really been spent on that, and naturally we should be able to try to learn about it and try to know about it. And we have to also we do have a responsibility when the government is really been providing so many things in a proactive way. And instead of you really ask, government is really coming forward to give you, when it is doing proactively and doing it, I think it's a minimum etiquette. It's a minimum the kind of courtesy for all of us, minimum requirement as a matter of fact, for all the academics and researchers and all others, and including entrepreneurs and businessmen. And also I think we have to really make use of these resources for the betterment of our own selves, and at the same time for the betterment of the nation. Like, so the first most important aspect, another important aspect, what I really want to say is, unlike a kind of traditional library where we have to enter into a library and to take a particular printed the physical book, and then to or a journal article or a photocopy and then going about. I think now this Ndla is not a physical the institution. It's a virtual repository of learning resources. I think this is what we have to learn. The information resources are available in a virtual repository form. You and me don't know where the information is there, but you and me are entitled or eligible or provided access to the resources, but where the resource lies, I think we do not know. That's what exactly we really want. It's a virtual repository of learning resources with a single window facility. I think this is one crux of the issue. One crux of the issue is that we have n number of databases. We have n number of the information resources. I think at one stage I am really going to speak about. I think about 7.2 crores of documents. 7 crore 20 lakhs. That really speak out in a simpler way. 7 crores and 20 lakhs of information resources, documents. Maybe journal articles, journals, books, okay, maybe reports, maybe the thesis, maybe you talk anything, isn't it? I think 7.2 crores, 7 crore 20 lakhs resources are available with this repository. A very huge amount. You can't contemplate, you can't imagine to have where it can be, how it can be. I think that's what exactly automatically we feel inclined to know. 7.2 crores of resources are now accessible through Ndla. Now think about our own one single library. Maybe Usman University Library supposed to be one of the biggest libraries in the state of Telangana. Okay, now when you talk about it, it's a rich library. It's being maintained for the last 100 years plus, and it has only 6 lakhs of books are there. Now we are talking about 7 crores and 20 lakhs literature we are talking about. Just imagine, I think, how it has been really accumulated, what kind of efforts have been really put into it in order to accumulate those many resources, and then they are really been what kind of efforts have been really made to make them available to all others. Like this is what one important aspect, and honestly, this has been really started in the early 2000s, and this particular project, National Digital Library, it is being maintained and coordinated by the IIT Kharagpur, and its procedure is being done by the Kharagpur. And the most important objective of this particular digital library is to integrate several national and international digital libraries at one single point in a one single web portal. So Ndla is a web portal. On that portal, we have so much of national, international resources are available, not necessarily only Indian resources. That is to be understood. So not necessarily in English language, in different languages we have got about it. At least our access, etc. is there. Literature is, of course, in different languages are there. But at the same time, now you can also access information through your local language like Telugu, Kannada, Malayali, and then Bengali. So like that. Not only Hindi, English, but other things are also, other languages are also, you can really find literature. Okay, that's one very important aspect. So it is an integration of several national, international, digital libraries at one single point on one single portal. And this is nothing but, now it is a digital collection of freely accessible rare books. It was some time ago they were there. Now they are not available in the market to purchase or get it like some kind of, the olden books, I think they are now not available. But then what really they have done is they have digitized those rare books and made them accessible through the Ndla. That's what exactly. They are accessible freely, both rare books and including the manuscripts. You can say paintings, you can say photographs, you can say music records, you can say, motion pictures. You talk anything, I think everything is really been available here. That's how. So when put all those things together, that's what in one point we really come to know about it, that there are 60 different types of information resources are available. not only books, journals, reports, and thesis, other kinds of material are also available in this. That's exactly speaks about the strength of the NDLI, and that means say that people, those who are interested in any field, will be able to get information. That's what exactly the one of the important the objective of preparing this NDLI is that information for all. This is one of the programs, of course, not Indian program. This is exactly, we can say, UNESCO and IFLA, International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions, which is supposed to be the international mouthpiece of librarianship in the world. And that speaks that, let the information be made accessible to all the people in the world without any geographical, financial and legal restrictions. The free access to information. That's what UNESCO also says. There must be a free flow of information across the world. There should not be any boundaries. Let a research and development findings has come in one place. I think that particular, the findings and research need not be really localized to only that particular country. It has to really come on to other countries also, other people also. They should be really made use of. This is a kind of noble, the kind of noble and ideal, the kind of objective of the, the IFLA and also the UNESCO. They say the information must be freely accessible to the people. There should not be any restrictions in the flow of information. Information must flow freely across the globe without any hindrances and no blockades, no restrictions. That's how the society will grow. That's how the people will really prosper. That's what exactly I really want to say. It's important. It's also meant for, that's what I really told you. Now, we the people have now joined the club, the NDLI club. Probably your librarian, your faculty members, and some of you are, maybe your principal must be, trying to impress our own, the faculty and students to take membership in this NDLA club. I think today's program we are really organizing as part of NDLA club only. If I'm not correct, if I'm not incorrect. Okay, so then why it is that because we have to be strengthened, we need to be skilled. We have to enhance our own skills from time to time. The technology is changing, the environment is changing, the job market is changing, the requirements of the the employers are really been looking for different things. Like we have to really embed ourselves with the real requirements. Like so that's what exactly. So, but that purpose only. Now this NDLI has really come into picture now. Okay. Now the basic objective of NDLI, what we really want to say is, let the information. I think the information, we have to provide information access anytime, anywhere. Okay, that means say the round the clock access, 24/7 access. So this a portal. It's a kind of digital library. It's a web portal. The web is always on. You should, if you have a computer and also internet connection, I think anytime, maybe at 1 a.m. when you really feel like finding some information, yes, you are accessible. You are, you can really get the information, whatever you really want. It supports that. So the objective is that anywhere, anytime, information access to all the people. At the same time, now if you have a physical book, let me say there is one book on, say for example, one book that is written by Sundaram KPS on economics. Now you have one copy is there that if somebody has really borrowed, I think it cannot be really again accessed by other member in the library when it is in the physical form. But these resources are in the digital form. They are accessible by multiple people simultaneously. That's what exactly the idea. Let the resource need not be in single hand. Then simultaneously and the same time, many people can access the same resources. That is one of the objectives. We do have resources. They must be made available round the clock, number one. Number two is the same resource can be accessible by simultaneously by multiple people at a single point of time. Then ubiquitous platform, that is a kind of, omnipresent. A kind of a platform that you can really access with multiple devices. I can really want to again say it's an interoperability. I think people from different devices they can connect to it and they can use it like. So that's what exactly interoperability is another important aspect. Above all, the most important thing, that's what I was just about to speak about, equal access to the knowledge to all the people. So access to information need not be restricted to only those elite, rich, fortune people. I think they need not be there. So it must be for everyone. So this is what exactly what we can also say. It's democratization of information knowledge to the entire society. There is absolutely no discrimination. Anybody should really get it. Like, these are the 4 important objectives of NDLA, what it is for, what it is meant for. Let information will be available round the clock. Anybody can really use it. Even simultaneously, many can really use it. And it's a kind of ubiquitous, a kind of, omnipresent platform to access it. And an interoperability aspect is there. And everybody have an equal, access to information. So this is what exactly I know as far as objects of it. It was initially, I think, started as a Digital Library of India, DLI, not NDLI. Now later it has been really transformed to that. And the objective was that the vision when they are really coming out, the Digital Library of India was, it was intended to archive all the significant literary, artistic, and scientific works of the mankind, not just localized to India alone, though focus is India. Okay, and to preserve them digitally and to make them available freely. The resources, we have to really archive them, we have to preserve them and make them accessible to everyone freely and over the internet. It's basically meant for education, research, and of course edupreneurship and entrepreneurs also, and for scientific community, and also for all others, and both for the present and future generations. This is what exactly the idea. So we want to archive, we want to really collect, archive, preserve it, and then to diffuse, disseminate, and provide access to the entire information. That is the idea with which it has really come up. I will just move on to the next component. So I just told you initially also, it integrates contents from various institutional digital repositories. People call it as IDRS, institutional digital repositories. Actually, in the past, we used to only call it as institutional repositories. Of course, in the resources are available in digital form. Digital form is really having so many advantages over print media, as far as at least, sharing, transferring, and accessing, and searching, and finding. You have, better things are there. And digital resources, I think the multimedia components, like, graphics, pictures, text, animation, sound, and many more things can be integrated into a single platform, and that can be presented in a very, very impressive way, very, very, the catchy way, attractive way to the people. All these things are possible when you really have the information in digital form. Unlike in the printer, it's a 2D media. You can have a photograph, you can have a color photo, and you can have the text, probably nothing beyond that. You can have sound, animations, simulations, and many more things can be there in the digital form. Therefore, now we are really switching towards the digital, the world, digital India, digital world, digital resources, digital information access, digital delivery of information. I think that's what exactly really happening in these days. Okay, now this is nothing but it's a integration of the contents of different, digital institutions, digital repositories, institutional digital repository. I told, every institution have got right to maintain its own repository of its own resources, its own publications. So your institution, your faculty members and students and scholars, I think they have their own publications, papers, all of them, they are entitled to maintain a kind of institutional repository of your own. So Usman University can have an institutional repository. Same is the case, let me say, University of Hyderabad can have an institutional repository. Like that, quite a good number of scientific, technical, academic institutions in these days have been maintaining institutional repositories to have a kind of visibility of your institution in the world, for the outside world to know about you. What kind of, the developmental activities, what kind of research is really going on, what are your strengths, what are your publications. I think that's what exactly can be reflected through your own institutional repository. Let quite a good number of academic and research institutions will have these resource repositories. I think this is a kind of amalgamation or integration of the resources of. So your resource is there in the same institution, but you have the access from the NDLI. That's the only thing what we get. It primarily stores only the metadata. That's what I really told you. The bibliographic details of the document in order to find And then, in order to, a particular document, to identify a document, you need to know about, no, when you went to a particular, library, and then you asked your librarian, I want a book on, say, for example, organic chemistry, let me really say, I think the Barrow, Gladstone, etc., etc. Now, which author book you really want? So the book is identified by the professor who wants author, and sometimes by the edition also, and something other features also. So like that, the document identification, we have some bibliographic details are there. Maybe the author name, maybe the title of the document, maybe the journal name, the volume number. These are all some of the features. Maybe the publisher, year of publication, edition, etc., etc. All these details about the documents, what normally we call it as metadata. This is the data about the data. That's what exactly the meaning of that. So we have metadata with the NDLI, but not the actual resource. Actual resource is available only in the institution. But there we have a linking mechanism is there. You provide a hyperlink to that. The connectivity, you link on that, click on that. I think it is taken to the original source where the institution, the information available, and that is getting open to you. It doesn't matter for you whether the NDLA is having resources or the institution is really maintaining, other institution maintaining resources, is not a matter for you. When you really want, you are able to get it. That's what a kind of thing is really happening in this. It primarily stores only the metadata of the resources held by various other institutions. That is from the institutional digital repositories or institutional repositories, whereas the full text of the resource will be with the institution only. And NDL provides only hyperlinks to that particular resource. From our portal, you have only linking mechanism is there. A connectivity we really developed, and that's all. So the resources with them only, but connections are really provided from our portal. Okay, so it is what we can also call it as, it's a content facilitator. It is a facilitator. He is not content holder. He is not having the content with the NDLA doesn't have the content with it. NDLA, it's only facilitator. It is really providing access. It's a kind of access provider, nothing beyond that. So it partners with the 347 institutions. So that's what you have to understand. It's not one single institutional organization resources with this. It's not one single library. That's what I was just in the beginning point. I was just trying to make it like. I told you there are about 7.2 crores of documents are available with this resource. A huge amount. Difficult to, it's very, I feel it's difficult to contemplate. 7.2 crores, 7 crores and 20 lakhs resources are available. I think this is what exactly this speaks is that for every man or every woman, say man or woman, whatever you say, for every person in their own discipline, in their own, the interested area. Maybe I'm interested in, say, music. I'm interested in dance. I'm interested in painting. I'm interested in something else. So like that, the people with variant, interest of different disciplines and areas, everybody will be able to find and get information on this NDLI. That's what exactly the most important aspect I really wanted to always talk. There are more than 60 types of learning resources are there. Something like there are books are there. We can say e-books, e-journals, journal articles, theses, newspaper articles, manuscripts, audio lectures, video lectures. Something like NPTEL program is there. Something like what you can really say EPG Patashala resources are there. I think quite a good number of our own, the fraternity, the academics. You really be knowing about Swayam program data information is really with us. Swayam, EPG portal, NPTEL program, like that you really talk about quite a good number of resources. Maybe NCRT program. Okay. So like that, we have quite a lot of information also are available. Maybe it could be paintings, manuscripts, lectures, lecture notes, class notes, courseware. I think for our program, we prepare the course material, isn't it? That's what it is, like courseware and term papers, assignments, some of the case studies, question banks. Okay. Then of course, for the competitive exams like JEE, NET, CAT, GATE, etc. I think there are some, the question banks are there. Some solutions are also there, including what you can really say, electronic thesis and dissertations also we have with that. So I think that Shodh Ganga and Shodh Gangotri, I think that is, the resources are really made accessible from here. So the resources, the thesis digitized works or the thesis synopsis digitized works are there with Shodh Ganga and Shodh Gangotri. Shodh Gangotri maintains the synopsis of the research proposals. So Shodh Ganga maintains the actually submitted thesis digital copies are there. So the Shodh Ganga, Shodh Gangotri, Shodh Sindhu. I think that's another important aspect that InflipNet information resources that's really going to provide us. I think all of them are accessible from here. Then the resources also accept NPTEL video lectures, expert talks on this now. Okay. National Project on Technology Enabled Learning of the, this is what. Then NCRT books are there, both in Hindi and English. Krishi course is a very good agricultural database. I think that all those journal articles, etc., are also available. Then influent thesis and dissertation synopsis are there. Okay, I think I repeated. Shodh Ganga, Swayam, Digital Library of India, World eBook Library Resources, and South Asian Archives. So I think NSDL, okay, National Science Digital Library Resources, and I think labor audio books, etc. There are so many resources out there. That's what I said. There are about 60 types of resources from different institutions are with this. I just said these are some of the institutions which has got Indian Institute of Science, IITs, then IIMs, etc. These are all directory of open access journals. I think this is very important, crucial component. Like we do have a directory of open access resource journals. We do have a DOAB also there, directory of open access books. I think in this DOAJ, we have quite a good number of resources are with that. Let me say about 16,000 peer-reviewed scholarly journals are made available to us from the DOAJ, Directory of Open Access Journals. Maybe you talk about maybe chemistry, maybe you talk about mathematics, maybe you talk about psychology, economics, education. No, every subject, at least 300 to 400 minimum journals are freely available to us. So there is no dearth of information. No dearth of information accessibility to us. Earlier, we used to really feel that my library is a small library. I don't have many resources. I am unable to really, subscribe and procure so many resources. I think that is really been fading out now. It's going out now. We are subscribing only to a very limited resources, but quite a good number of resources now made available through the open access, movement. Like open access is really providing. According to studies made maybe 2 years ago, I think at least 35% of the scholarly literature of the world is now made available to us in the open access domain. Free access. 35% of the entire world's information, the worldwide scholarly information, that is now available in open access. So how nice it is. But only thing is that we should be able to try to identify which particular source or resource is going to be useful to us and how to really access it and how to make benefit out of those open access resources. That is our idea. So like that, we have got a lot of information. So the LibriVox, etc., they have been in some of the, translated, audio talks are there in this LibriVox, etc. Springer database, PhD, Indian Statistical Institute, South Asia. These are all some of the, the institutions. They have given us their resources to the Ndla. They have given us their resources metadata to us, and from where we are trying to provide, the connectivity links, hyperlinks in order to access the information. Like that's what we mean. So their access points. So what kind of the access is really offered to us? No, there's so much of 7.2 crores of 7 crores 20 lakhs of the documents are there, maybe reports, theses, journal articles, etc. Now books, etc. Now journals also. In that case, what kind of access is really provided is, now this is OA literature. I think open access. I think this is we come to know that open access literature is this much. Now how much it is exactly? You can just say 5 crore 11 lakh 79,000 5.11 5 crores 5.11 lakhs. Okay, 5 crore 11 lakhs of the documents are now in our open domain. Like so, out of 7.2 crores, now 5.1 or 5.2 crores of documents are available in open access domain. That means about 72%. That's what people say. So it is 72% of the literature is freely available. So I mean to say, so you will be able to see it. If I can, time permits, I will really take you on to the the portal and try to really show you how much information is open access, how much information is really been, restricted access, and how much information is subscription based, etc., etc. I will try to look into it like. So lot of information, the large component, the large section, large majority of information available in this particular NDLI is open access. That means absolutely no restrictions. You click there, you can really download, you can save, you can send it to somebody else, that is, transfer it, and you can really, you preserve it, and you can really use it, reuse it, and remix it, and you can develop another document, prepare your own new document. I think all these things are possible. They are not really been having any kind of restrictions, but restriction will be that you can freely download and you can make use, but they are also bound by their own, the copyright norms. Like when I really say copyright means, now you have to acknowledge whenever they use it, some component in your activity, in your research work, in your papers, in your reports, in your journal article, when you are preparing and using it, now you are bound to acknowledge the resource, where from you have really borrowed the concept, whose work it was, and from where you have really taken. You have to act. That's otherwise what really happens, you will land in plagiarism. I think that's what, this like unnecessary, the kind of hijacking somebody's data and then claiming as if it is your own. So that's incorrect. Academically, it's a dishonesty activity. Like, so you can really freely access it, but you can really use it, to the extent whatever you really feel it in your own works. You can create your own new papers, new publications, new works, and so on. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge where from and whose work it is, and where from you have taken that particular concept or theory or principle or the data or whatever it may be. The ideas where from you really got it, you have to acknowledge. That's a minimum courtesy. It's a minimum etiquette of all the academics. That's what exactly. Otherwise, what really happens, it's academic dishonesty. So you will be really being caught and then some punishment. Like, anyway, that's a different story. I don't get going. So there is some kind of information is available only for NDL users. If you are accessing NDLI, National Digital Library of India. If you are a kind of registered member of the National Digital Library of India, when you are accessing information, for you, whoever is really accessing NDLI, and you are really been facilitated, and you are really been provided some kind of, the information which is free for you without any restriction, as good as open access material, that is only for NDL users. So what Government of India has done is, they have purchased, they have really acquired the license by making some kind of payment from different databases like World eBook Library and South Asian Archives. They really, obtained the license by making some payment for them in order to provide access to you. To provide access to you, government has made some money, obtained license, the license for you to access and use it. Like, so this is what exactly we call NDL users who have got a facility. They can really open, access, and then copy, retrieve, and then preserve and share. That's possible. Like, then limited access, that means what really, if it is a document of 300 pages, probably they open only 10 pages or 20 pages, remaining they don't open it. Like, so that's not possible. Then subscribed documents means, there are what really happening is, now our institutions, maybe that's universities or scientific or technical institutions in the country, we may be really subscribing to some databases like maybe Emerald, maybe let me say ProQuest, maybe IEEE database, or maybe some Springer database, or not like that. When you have access to, you have subscribed to those databases, maybe you have access to Web of Science is there. Okay, now you have access to chemical abstracts are with you. So you have really been subscribing them. Now those members who are accessing the NDLI, and if their institution has already subscribed to that particular database, and when you really wanted to have it, it can be opened for you. It is open for you because your institution has subscribed for that. You can. So that's what exactly, there are subscription based. If your institution has already subscribed a particular document or database, from there you can also access it. And there are some kind of documents which are restricted access. I think they don't really be open. And there could be other means. I think they may be available with some other institution. I think you can really correspond to them, contact them, and you can express your own requirements that, I am doing my research and so on so area. I come to know that, this particular article is from your, institution. You are really benefiting it. Can I get a copy of something like that? If you are, the institution permits or your own, the kind of licensing agreements with the database vendors, if that is really been agreeable, I think I wish I can really have a copy of that. So like that, you can really get it. And there other means are also there. We have got some kind of preprints, and we have got some discipline-oriented archives, or bio-archives, in the field of biological, med archives in the field of medical. There are some archives are there. They also really provide quite a lot of information for us freely. I think you can really think about those institutional repositories, archives, something archives and bio archives, and then meta archives, etc., etc. There are so many archives are there. You can really, this is a different story. So restricted access to documents are also, these are all the 5 kinds of, the accesses are really being opened for use. Open access is the biggest. Followed by that, the some, the documents when you are opening in the Ndla, you can really get it. Some are limited access, of course. So if you have really subscribed, they'll get like that. So there are different types of, the methods are there. And then, of course, this is what I really want to say. Of all the, the learning resources that you can really access from the Ndla, the open access resources, they constitute the major section of the resources. And among all the types of material, the journal articles, they constitute the biggest strength. The biggest strength is open access resources. And then, of course, the biggest strength of all the types of material is going to be what, Ndla possesses is the journal articles only. Then the accesses, you can really access it in 2 ways. One is through your mobile apps, other one is through the browser, like maybe Yahoo or maybe your Google or whatever it may be. And the most important point, I just wanted to speak on that. That's what exactly it allows the federated search. Here lies the beauty of Ndla. Here lies how Ndla is really been is a good facilitator for information access or information search and retrieval. I think this is what, when I say federated search, means you have multiple databases are there with you. In Ndla, you have, I think, 347 different institutions and organizations have really given different resources to you. Not exact resources, the resources metadata is given to you. References are given to you, isn't it? So in that context, now if I want something on, say, let me say, the wages for the women laborers in tribal Telangana. That's my topic of research. Let me say, wages for the women laborers in the tribal, Telangana area. Maybe I'm talking about Adilabad, there where we have got some homes and women are there, etc., etc. So what kind of wages are being paid for the women, and what is the kind of wages are paid for the men? And especially in the tribal environment, what is the situation? Is there any real exploitation is going on? I think, is there any, uniformity of wages are there, or no uniformity, or discretionary or something like that? No, I just wanted to make a study on that. So what happens? I go to ProQuest. I said, I go to EBSCO web database. I went to some other database. I went to Web of Science or something like that. I went to Project Muse. I went to Project. So every database has its own way of arranging the information in that. Number one. Okay, every database, if I would really go and search one by one, once for the Emerald, once for the ProQuest, one for the EBSCO, one time again for so and so, it takes a lot of my time. Though resources are plenty available, though I have many databases are available with me, I cannot spend that much of time going around each and every database to search for information. Like now, when I say federated search, means for all the databases what you have got in the Ndla, for all of them, there is only a single search is sufficient for. That single search is really going to make searches on all the databases. The output will be shown to you maybe in 1 second, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Everything will be displayed before you. It shows you how much time it took for getting back to you the kind of output results. Also, it will really display before you whenever you really make a search on the Ndla site. Like, okay, that's what exactly it has, a federated search. You don't need to go to each and every database and search for your information. Once on Web of Science, once on, say, Springer, once on the Elsevier database, once on the EBSCO, once on the ProQuest, etc., etc., once on the Project Muse, once on the Taylor and Francis. I think this is not required. All of them are integrated, combined there. and one single search. That's what exactly we say. It's a federation combined, the databases. Search is only single. So this is what exactly we say. It's a federated search is there. This is one of the important key aspects. I, as an information, the professional, I really look at from this point of view in order to make it, the kind of, facilitate my user to unnecessarily waste their own time searching each and every database. I will search only once, but my search will really go to all databases and give you the output with my own single search. That's what exactly we say. This possibility is there. This facility is there with the NDLI. One of the important good, the points what I really wanted to impress upon you on this today. So these are the resources. Some of these are the subscribe material. This much of there, and then NDLI users. I think this is free. I think these two, the green colored things are, I think 5.11 plus 6.6 lakhs. That means at least about 5.2 or 5 crores and 20 lakhs literature is just free to anybody whoever is searching for information. Other things have got some kind of the restrictions etc. are there, and there are also other means to get, like say for example what really happening is, and you must be really also knowing this InflibNet, Information and Library Network of Ahmedabad. It's the Inter-University Center. Now InflibNet has been really providing N-list services to the colleges, and at the same time he showed Sindhu for the universities. I'm sure quite a good number of you people, I think at least my students, and I think my faculty also will be really making use of this N-list, National Library Information Services, for the scholarly content. That's what exactly they said, N-list. So that has really been providing so many databases to all of us, isn't it? Now, sometimes what happens when you really search for some information which is not really freely available on that particular database, it's not free accessible. Now, it will also shows to you this particular resource is available with University of Hyderabad. This is available with the BHU. This is available in JNU library. Okay, then what really happens is request an article support mechanism is there. You as a scholar, through your own librarian normally, you can really make a request, or you can straight away make a request to the JNU library where the particular important article of my interest, which is not freely available to me, it is available in JNU or BHU library. I write to them. I can just straight away I can send a query. There is a kind of mechanism is there. So this I am really so and so and so. This is my. Now I wish I really wanted to have the particular article which is available with your library. That's a request and article support mechanism is also there in this kind of the UGC Infonet. E-Shod Sindhu. Earlier, Digital Library Consortia, you used to really call it earlier. Now it's called as E-Shod Sindhu. You have got a facilities there. So like that, there are many mechanisms are there. At the same time, other mechanism, when you really are so curious to get the information, what happens, the authors will be having the preprints with them. The authors will be having the preprint of their own article. Before they are formally published, they will be really having a preprint of it. So you can ask them to send a preprint. Okay, if you know so and so is the author, so and something is there, is web, email available to you there in the particular site. I think you can really take that and you can write to them. I think the author will be glad to really send his article copy to you. There is no, the copyright, the implications are really coming in the way. Absolutely no. So that's what exactly. There are many ways when you really want to find some information which is not directly accessible to you. There are methods are there, means are there, by which if you are really explorative, if you are really curious enough, information will be available to you. Absolutely no problem. So therefore, what we are been talking about is, this is an information abundant environment world. In this world, information is abundantly available. But what is really been lacking, missing is where our required information is available. Information is abundantly there, of which where is my information required is there, and how to really tap my own required information, and then how to really make use of it. I think these are the traits, these are the the kind of basic the techniques and traits we have to really develop, improve in ourselves in order to access the information. That's what exactly I always want to say about it. Okay, now this is what exactly the strength of the articles are. I think 3 crore 81 lakhs articles are there. Newspaper article, books about 67 lakh books are freely available to you. So what else you really want? This is what exactly the kind of thesis and dissertations. I think 7 lakh theses are available. Okay, so like that, there are video lectures. I think 4.72, 4 lakhs and 70,000 video. So this is the strength of the the how it really works is the content contribution institutions are really being giving the content to the, this is what exactly Ndla. Can you see now? So now, the content, you are really trying to access from the Ndla. Content goes from here. Content also goes from educators, maybe faculty members, maybe other institutions. They will be really pouring in the information, and also some information is available on the web, on the net, freely, also open access. I think everything is coming here, and people can really get maybe all types of people like professionals, learners from KG to PG, researchers, and then of course those who are physically challenged people. I think they can also really get maybe some kind of video talks, audio talks, lectures, etc., etc., all available to people. Like, I think this is what exactly it is supporting all kinds of people, like all kinds of learners, all kinds of the people involved in education, research, and different professionals also. Maybe in the entrepreneurs also. I think businessmen also, scientists also. So anybody can really get this information. Like, so what exactly we really want to say is the content is also coming from institutional digital repositories, and the content is also coming from the web content from the different websites in the open access resource, etc., etc. All are coming and accumulated here in the Ndla, and people can really make a kind of all these people, physically challenged people, researchers, scientific community, learners, professionals in different, maybe legal professionals, maybe medical professionals, maybe somebody else, anybody can really get information on this. So this is how the data goes on. Then that's what exactly all types of learners, all types of people can really find information on this. Maybe school children, we have a slogan, no? KG to PG. I think they will really get information because you have what NCERT and other material is also available. College students information is there. Your courses are also available, like something like your SWAYAM and other things, etc. You can also earn some credits and then do some programs, as a matter of fact, for all kinds of professionals and for all kinds of academic researchers, scientific community, edupreneurs. I think those who are in education, entrepreneurs, etc. there, and also for all the lifelong learners, they can really get the information from this Ndla. So then one very important aspect, when we really go and search for information, what really happens is how you are really going to search. I think if I may take another 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go on to the particular website, and if the website gets open, probably I will try to show you what kind of things are there. So you can search and you can also refine your search to get the only the required output. When I really go and then say cloning, there are at least, let me say, 10 million records are there on cloning. What to do with 10 million? 10 million is almost 1 crore documents are there. What to do with that? Actually, it's no use for me, isn't it? So I have to really go to a kind of minute level. What is really going to be useful for me? For that, you have a kind of filters are there. So ask, what kind of information you really want. Open access resources only. In which language you really want. If you want any source specific author one, whether you really want only PDF literature or only HTML document you really want, whether you want only photographs or the kind of motion pictures you want. Subject category, whether you want civil engineering, you want mechanical engineering is a part subject. So you want maybe steam engines you really want, what exactly you want. You have to go to the subject category and difficulty level, whether it is for the LKG students or for the PG student, for the research scholar, for the UG students. I think this kind of things and in which language. So this kind of filters are there. So when you search for information, it comes in a very bigger way. That means you get a lot of information. That information can be further refined. That's what exactly we call filtering of information till what exactly I want only English language literature. I want only the literature that can be used by only my UG students or PG. Now, if I'm a UG student, I really want it. So like that, you can really further refine your search and to get what exactly you really want it like. I just wanted to focus on this. For school children, this Vedantu database, Byju's is popularly known. It's a commercial one, but I think part of it is open for us now. Okay. Now, National Book Trust books are also there for children. Pradham books are there. NCERT books are there. Diksha is a national digital infrastructure for teachers. For school teachers, I think they can really make use of this. Is very important. Khan Academy is a private one. Of course, he's a Bangladeshi man, Salman Khan, and he really has come out with a kind of open access educational resources. What normally we really call is open educational OERs we call open educational resource, he really provides. Khan Academy. There are many things are there. Of course, these open educational resources started Stanford and Massachusetts, MIT. MIT is a Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Stanford. They were the prime, movers and beginners who really came out with the open educational resources. The resources which are really been required for the educational programs. I think they really started quite a good number of things. From India also, we have quite a good number of things are there. The Khan Academy, Teacher Tube is not Tube, sorry. Now different states board books like Andhra Pradesh, Board of Secondary Education material, Telangana Board of Secondary Material Education, SCRT, material, etc. So this kind of things are available for the schools. When I'm talking about the who are really been supported, it can be schools people also, it can be college people also. For because we elderly people, like those who are in colleges, like UG and PG programs, those who are really pursuing, we are also interested in trying the competitive exams, like maybe civil service, etc., something like that, maybe banking exams, etc. Maybe we may be trying for our own PG programs or something like that, or some service commissions, etc. I think this is what UPSC material, NTA, G, okay, joint engineering exams, UGC net exam, papers, all those things, etc. Sometimes keys also, NEET, CMAT, maybe management field, I think. The CSIR, the tests, etc., etc. So this kind of competitive exam material is also available. So for all sorts of people, for the students, children, professionals, like that, we have a lot of material is there, and that we have to really try to, this effortfully and with deliberately intention of making the Indian people well educated, highly knowledgeable, skilled workers, and then they should really perform well for themselves, for the society, and for the country. We really want an highly knowledgeable, highly skilled people to work and to really make the country prosper by joining in the as a knowledge workers. They have to join as a knowledge workers, not manual working. Like that's not really going to help anything. The manual labor is not really going to help in creating wealth for the nation. It's already gone long ago. So therefore, what we really want to say is neither the capital nor the labor nor this kind of infrastructure is really going to really help and add strength or wealth to the country, but only the skilled knowledge workers, they are only going to add wealth to the nation and for the prosperity of the nation. I think that's what exactly we are aiming at. This is what precisely I just wanted to talk. What little I felt I can really talk to you on this area. I just could tell you, friends. Can you the organizers?
Yes, sir.
Can you please tell me, did I take more time, or can I take
No.
little more time?
Sir, another 5 minutes should be fine, sir.
Let me see. I just wanted to open, go to this National Digital Library of India site.
Okay, sir.
A few minutes only, because I shouldn't really take too much of your time. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir, but still only the PowerPoint is visible, sir.
Not this Ndli site?
No, sir.
Not yet, sir. Just 1 minute. Maybe it is taking a little time, sir. Internet speed issues, maybe.
Let me see.
Or maybe you can just stop share and share once again, sir.
Yeah. I just. Can you? No. Anything is seen?
No, not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay, let me. I'll just come back. I will come back to. Okay. Now share a screen. Can you see my screen now in Ndli?
Ndla, no, sir.
No.
No, not yet, sir.
These constraints are always there. Okay. Okay. But just give me just
yes, sir. Yeah.
1 minute. If possible, I screen share. By any chance, any of my slide is seen? No. Ndla site has come?
No, sir, not yet, sir. So otherwise, shall we try logging into Ndli from one of our accounts and we will share the screen and you can speak. Shall we try that, sir?
Yeah, that's also possible. Let me also make a minute.
Okay,
Let me try.
wait for a minute, sir. Probably some internet issue. We'll wait for a minute. No problem, sir.
One minute. I won't take much time. 1 minute only. Screen share. First, I should really exit that. Stop sharing. Kindly respond if anybody has see my screen.
Sir, yes, sir. We're able to view it now.
Ndla site?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. I'm really great. Thank you. There is little difficulty for me. Anyway, friends, I think I just wanted to, only 5 minutes I'll take, because being a teacher, probably I must have taken a little more time now. These are our usual traits of teachers. I am also one among them. No exception for that. So now you see, friends, I think this is a site. It is a kind of Ministry of Education, which is part of MHRD. Actually, it was earlier Ministry of Human Resource Development, Ministry of Education, now Government of India. And then, of course, this is our Government of India logo. And can you see my arrow mark when I'm pushing this? This is on the right side top corner, you see Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur is there, isn't it? So on the, because because I have already access to this, my name is found here. Then of course, here on the top left corner, you have one icon called the 3 lines icon is there, browse icon. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the browse icon, you can browse. I mean, browsing is searching only. Okay. You can browse by type of material. It can be by subject also, by source also. When I say source, I want only NCERT material. I want IIM Kozhikode material, something like that. I want Indian Institute of Science, produced material. I just want to see. So that's how what really I'm doing is, in a way, I'm filtering my requirement. If I really ask for some information, everything will be coming into that. I want only that information. I want only that particular subject information. Then this kind of things are always there. The learning resource, I think they have got so many things are there. I'll just come to that little later now. Okay. The learning resource, click on, so I just go back to that and let me see. Okay. First of all, so then of course this is here, you have got search button is there. This also search information is there. Now here there is a kind of another filter is there. When you are searching, say for example, let me say I said labor economics is my topic. And before I search, I have got whether I really wanted English or Hindi or Bangla. This I think maybe Southern language. So okay, I just want to say, even in Hindi, forget about English is commonly known to na. Then you really search it. Say just further. It's so simple. When you search it, what really happens is maybe it takes about a second or 2 seconds. So I think now it has given a labor economics literature. Okay. Now it has taken, let me say, how much time it has, it took only less than 1.5 seconds, and it has given 32,824 articles are found in this. 1.459 seconds I took. That's what I said, 1.5 minute or second. I said it's only took 1.45 seconds time it took. It may take maybe 1 second to 3 seconds. Any query you really put it comes. What it is doing is, it is making a federated search. That's what I was emphasizing in the beginning. So it goes to all the databases and it makes a search on the metadata of all the databases and then collects all the resources and makes a display to you. Okay. So this is what exactly you really want to see. One important aspect, what I really say is, say for example, there is one particular document is there. Now here you have got so many filters are there. Now if you want to author by subject category, educational degree. Say, for example, educational degree, I really want to say, I want only for the MPhil technology, business, philosophy, science, and master design, master of science. It is when I'm talking, let me say, doctor of philosophy. So it was now it has come to only 672 material is there. So if it is a doctorate level, okay, 672 are there. Master's level, when you really want information, there are more, 1384. Can you see now?
Yes, sir. It's very clear, sir.
Yeah, it 1384 material are there when it is for the master's level. When you really go for the doctorate level, I think there are limited, like this education level you can shortlist. Then of course file format, I want only PDF. There are 1384 documents, all are PDF only. Then I want a language also search. I want, say for example, in Hindi it's coming showing now. If I really want, there are only 26 documents are there. So what really happening is, on the left side margin, you have got so many filters are there. The filters will really help you. Now, say for example, learning resource type he was mentioning. I think if it is, there are 26 theses are there on this. All the theses are really been shown to you. Okay, at least these theses, because I told you E-Shodh Ganga. Okay, so all the few lakhs of theses, Indian theses are available here. Now here, this is you can see determinants and impact of technology adoption on the farm economy. So in Chota Nagpur region of so and so, this is a topic or title. So the source is Krishi Kosh. Yes, it has taken from the database called Krishi Kosh. And then this particular document is open access. It is available in Hindi. HIN is Hindi. This is a text. It's a book, not music or not a kind of audio or video. This is text symbol. Can you see now? This is text symbol. HIN is Hindi. This is the lock, unlocked, the open lock, isn't it? Open lock means open access material. It's a free download. You can always download this material, and it will really, content type is text. That's what exactly it is told now. It's a document. So you can just, click it here. You are really going to get the document. Absolutely no problem for that. So like that, now, Krishikos. It's a refused content anyway. I'll show something else, but it is available there. That's what exactly you have to always think about. Reload. Not checking out. So like that, let me say, for example, you really go to, I'll show something else now. Sometimes it happens, some kind of real problem. Now, when I say in the schools, you say there are video lectures. How many video lectures on computer science, video lectures on English grammar, video lectures? This is for all the schools. Okay. So like that, what really happens? Let me say, if you can click on something like that for school students, what kind of things are there in the biology? Now, when you say, okay, biology and human welfare, I can just say in this, now, if you really wanted to have this, this video lecture is with you. You can play and you can see here. This is from SWAYAM portal. So all SWAYAM portal data is available from here now. I have moved it now because so it is just playing for you. It is downloading for you. Okay. So like that, you have a lot many facilities are available to you. Say for example, I'll just come back. When you talk about even school or what it may be, okay. I'll go to this site again once again. So in this, now say for example, you go to engineering. Now they said there are subjects in engineering are like this. So many subjects are there. This is disciplinary. Let me say, now I am interested in, say, for example, computer science and engineering. Now in the computer science engineering, these many things are available to you. These many things are available. Video lectures and all, etc. All the YouTube. This video lecture on CEC, video so and so. No, video lectures on spoken tutorial. Okay, video lectures on SWAYAM, UGC, MOOCs, etc., etc. Now you can really go to any lectures on two-dimensional array. Okay, faculty contribution, etc. So video lecture on, say, for example, machine learning. Video lecture on machine learning. So you go to any. This is on introduction to machine learning. Let me say the first lecture is here. Okay. Now this first lecture is available to you. You can always go. So like that, any kind of material, not only text, video and audio talks are available here. This is one Dr. Goswami is talking on this now. This is a talk. These are all expert talks are available to you. So like that, you can always have a good facility as far as now in science, humanities, literature, law and management. Okay. Now let me say probably your institution has got a management course. Now you have a business organization management. There are some video lectures are there. Okay. Now in this, let me say on business organization management. Now this is I just wanted to say, for example, business organization or okay, business system environment. Let me say I just interested in the particular topic. Now you have got so many resources are there. There are video talks or etc. are there. I think you will really get it like. Okay. Now as good as let me say, supplementing to your real teacher who is teaching you in the classroom. Okay. So like that, you can always think about those things. You have a lot of material is there. So this is what we have to always try to explore as far as so like that we have expert talks and lectures are there in every discipline, and you can go over there. There are scholarly publication, data sets are etc., journals, conferences. So on all law management etc., you go anything, and then you can really make your own filters. Say, let me say, for example, if I really come to humanities area, now I want some on sociology, and there are video lectures and also SWAYAM MOOCs talks are also there. Say for example in economics, some let me say there are questions and solutions are also there. Let me see. So for a fundamental economic concepts, now let me say these are all some, as I told you, there are some questions and answers are also there on that. Now they give a problem and economic principles and all those things there. They said these are the things. There are questions and answers are also there in this. So define scarcity in economic terms and what does it mean. So for these questions you have got answers in this. What is scarcity? Let me know some concept. They have given answer, isn't it? So questions, solutions, question bank, video talks, audio talks, actual only text, journal articles, books. You talk like that. Anything is available to you. Only thing is little acquaintance with that. Try to start using it. You feel delighted to work and to search and find information on your own. So therefore, now because I shouldn't take much time, I'm not going into details and all those things. Now there are also some other on. I think I forgot to congratulate and compliment you all. Today is the World Book Day. So World Book Day, happy World Book Day to all of you, because books are really going to be important. When I say books means information, books means knowledge. Okay. So that is exactly the knowledge, and books are really going to empower us. So this is a kind of empowering tool, the books, etc. It's a World Book Day. congratulations to all the people, those who are, the good readers and then students and the library professionals. I think I just want to compliment and then congratulate them on the World Book Day. So this is what exactly happens on this day. What is going to happen? This is year 16% William Shakespeare passed away. I think some important, this importance of the particular day, that kind of events also will be really there. I think in this, like that, you can really always find a lot of information on this. And anyway, I think I have at a cursory level, I put now things. Now you can always have the kind of search option, browse option, and filters are also there. And that's what exactly you can always try to make use of it. Okay, so this is what we can always try to. So whether I'm a learning resource type, whether you want an article, audio lecture, whether you want a book, whether you want a question paper, whether you want a thesis, whether you want a video lecture, I think there are some other options are there. So I want a something like let me say an article on a particular topic like. So now you give a query. I think only articles will come, nothing else. So what we are trying to do is we are eliminating unnecessary things, maybe language wise, maybe type of material wise, etc., etc. We can always do it like. So you can really get whatever you really want. So you can know eco-friendly electrolytes. So that we can really put your query here. What you really want. Let me say pH value. So I want it only English, let me say. I'm putting a query here. Some question, anything of your interest. Now on pH value, you have 2,71,975 results are shown to you. Government documents are here. And it took 1.8 seconds. So sharp you are really getting. Now in this, you have filter here in the right side, whether you want only text, whether you want presentations, like PPT presentation, whether you want videos, whether you want audios, whether you want simulation, you want images file, etc. This is another filter. So this side, another filters are there, left side also. Now access restriction, author, whether if you know any author, you can search on that. Subject category, you can search on that. Educational level, difficulty level, file format, whether I want only PDF, whether I really want only PPT format I want to know, the language I really want, I can shortlist. Even source also I can really shortlist like. So here now you can see one important aspect, pH value of blood. You got 2,71,975. Let me say, I just want to say education level. I really want to know only 10th and this one. How many books will be there? Only 61. The documents what these high school students can use, only 61 out of those many thousands of articles like that. Now if I really want to go back and say if it is for the UG and PG students who can really read, there are, let me say, 2,41,784 articles. When it goes to school students, so what really happening is the document levels have been really created and kept there, so that that particular material which cannot be understood by that level of students not required for you, unnecessarily dumping on their head so much of information and creating confusion and frustration rather matter. That is not really been possible. That's avoided here. That kind of unnecessary frustration or inconvenience is avoided here. Like so, okay. Now let me say. Now this is a subject category. Now, with this particular topic, when you are talking about in the natural sciences, I think it is limited. 61,000 are there here. Now, like that, if you can really say, I want the file format only PDF, let me say, if not read. I want only file format. I think there are many. 21,000 are there. If I really want only document file, DOC, 21,000. Okay, if it is like that, if I really want language, let me say it's only English, French. I want a Kannada document. There are a few, 2 results are there. Okay, so if I really want something on Chinese, Gujarat, etc., not only Indian, Arabic, these are all the languages are there. I think quite a good number of languages, but from Indian context, I think not many. I think those 10, 11 language documents are there on that. Okay. Should I stop it here? Hello. I think I will finish up now here. Friends, I think I have taken a lot of time. Let me not necessarily waste, take more time and then create inconvenience to you. So this I will now stop it here. Okay.
If any of the participants have any queries, you
Yeah,
can put it in the chat box.
Please. I think, thank you once again. I think I will be glad if you can, if I can really be able to answer you any questions or query. Small.
Any students having any kind of queries, please kindly post it in the chat box. Sir, we would like to take this opportunity to really thank you, sir, for a extremely wonderful and informative session, and all your, that 30 years of experience is kind of shining in the talk, sir. Yes. We learned a lot of new things today, sir, in terms of the vast number of e-resources that are available out there. And this concept of federated search, this was kind of new to us. In fact, we were in fact of the opinion that it is NDL that has its own database of content. Instead, it is actually out resources from across multiple sites. And the walkthrough as to how to use the NDL site itself was extremely useful, sir. I think, our students will now, in fact, start using it.
True. If they have any questions, kindly.
Yes, sir. We'll actually get back to you once again. And we were feeling, this time is not even sufficient. If we can have like a much longer workshop, in fact, to thoroughly learn how to use these sites.
True. You are right.
Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invite and throwing
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I am really feel delighted to associate with your program. Your institution is a very, excellent institution. So a great institution. I have a lot of admiration. I was there in institution, I think, at least in a couple of times when Dr. Miss Bala Terasa used to be there, isn't it? I was there. Ratna Bala were there.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I now request Mrs. Sunita from the Department of Library and Information Sciences to propose the vote of thanks.
So no questions on that? No queries?
As of now, no queries, sir.
No queries. Good.
Students do get back to us. We'll send out the queries to you once again.
Before you propose vote of thanks, I am once again my grateful thanks to the institution, the principal, the librarians, and the madam who has been really comparing the computer science madam. For you all the faculty and the students who are so nice, you have been patiently listening to me, whatever 1 hour or something like 1.5 hour time I really spent with you. Thank you. I think you have a kind of place where you can get information, literature, and you are a librarian or your own faculty will be also really help you to get information what you really want. That will really support in your academic and research pursuits. With this, I thank you all once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Department of Library and Information Science, St.Ann College for Women, I take this privilege to propose vote of thanks. I thank our chief guest speaker, Professor Sudarshan Rao sir, for accepting our invitation and giving lot of information on use of awareness session on NDLI, National Digital Library of India. We should utilize and implement the e-resources, sir. Thank you so much. I thank our principal sister, P. Amrita, for her unflinching support. I thank our deans, faculty members, and colleagues for their support. I would like to thank Ratna ma'am, head of the Library and Information Science, and Aparna ma'am, ICT coordinator, for encouraging and supporting to this event. And last but not least, I thank all the participants for your patiently attending this event, making grand success. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunita. Thank you.
Sir, for accepting our invitation, sir.
Thank you. Ratna, you have been doing good job. My compliments to you.
No, sir. Thank you very
much. Keep working like that. You will really get.
You have given so much of information about the e-resources, and we'll arrange for one more session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good. Thank you. Nice. Amma. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Nice.
So
Now we'll take leave.
thank you, sir. And thanks to all the participants for being very patient and being a really supportive crowd today. We will close the event with the national anthem. So we request everybody to please stand up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.